When we talk about pinagsamahan, we mean more than just a recounting of dates and places. We are talking about a shared history. The story of San Miguel Corporation is a story it shares with the Filipino people.
Brands come and go, but what makes a brand not only work, but flourish for over 100 years? In this series, we will be talking about the qualitative and quantitative factors of a corporation, namely their management, marketing, operations, and of course, their finances. For today's video, we will dig deeper to one of the most iconic brands in the Philippines to ever exist. Welcome to the fundamental analysis of San Miguel Corporation.
From Holo to Honolulu, the world enjoys the outstanding flavor of San Miguel beer.
San Miguel Beer began in 1890. Back then, an upstart called La Fábrica de Cerveza de San Miguel and was founded by Enrique Maria Barreto de Icaza. He established the first brewery in the Southeast Asia, which is why it is considered as Manila's pride and later, the pride of the Pacific. By then, it starts to dominate the beer market and is exporting cerveza to Hong Kong, Shanghai, Guam, and Honolulu. But Enrique Barreto didn't stay long enough to see the company expand, so a new set of leaders had taken over the company and they needed to expand their business. San Miguel was the first bottler of Coca-Cola outside the mainland United States. Had its first bottle as ceramic, then shifted to glass, and then they went to packaging business. San Miguel, that began with beer as its sole product with a capital of 180,000 pesos in 1890, has set to earn over 1 trillion pesos over the next few years. San Miguel today is one of the largest and most diversified conglomerates in the Philippines, headquartered in Mandaluyong City, producing oil and petrochemicals and power to building airports and tollways. This company begins a new chapter beyond beer, beyond food and drink, into highways, into new worlds. Yet its roots in beer brewing remain strong and has become part of the Filipino identity. The business invests in social projects not only because it makes good business sense, but because they believe that the private sectors need to do its part. And as their slogan says, your world made better. San Miguel envisions itself as a corporation that is guided by a strong sense of social, environmental, and economic responsibility, which will lead efforts to deliver on national goals, setting the pace and progress in the Philippines. Supported by their mission to provide the goods and vital services within the reach of every Filipino, making everyday life a celebration.
The San Miguel Corporation's core values, goals, and objectives. We do what is right. We believe in profit with honor. For us, this simply means doing what we say we'll do and acting with honesty, fairness, and integrity. We believe in doing our best. We will give every single person we touch the best we can offer. We are passionate about our brands, products, and services. We take accountability for our decisions. We hold ourselves accountable for delivering results. We keep to our commitments and we take responsibility for our actions. We think innovation. Our innovation lends us agility that is driven by our understanding of what our customers and stakeholders need. We help our people succeed. We believe in treating each other with respect. We cultivate a culture that recognizes the individuality and contributions of each of our employees, helping them to become productive and responsible members of society. We are a good neighbor. We are a positive force in our communities. We believe in doing what is good for the greatest number of people. We advocate sustainable development. We believe in using only what we need and integrating sustainability practices into our operations. Water stewardship, energy optimization, and reducing waste are our key environmental priorities. Based on their core values, it can be seen that San Miguel Corporation is also concerned with bringing benefits to the people around them, from their customers, employees, even their neighbors, and the environment. We can say that these core values also contribute to the success of their company. Goals and objectives. San Miguel's goal is to help people enjoy and make progress in their lives through the many products and services that our company offers. We want to give every customers and consumers we touch access to the best we can offer, whether in terms of quality, affordability, or choice. If we're going to look at how San Miguel Corporation becomes one of the biggest companies in the Philippines, it just showed that they were able to fulfill their goals in providing the best products and services to their customers. They have been running in the industry for a long time and up until now, delivering what the Filipino needs through their products.
San Miguel Corporation, being one of the most diverse conglomerates in the Philippines, has ventured and tapped in many different industries, which gave rise to the rapid expansion and influence of the company all throughout the country and internationally. With that being said, I will now introduce you to some of the well-known subsidiaries of SMC. First up is the food manufacturing sector of SMC, the San Miguel Foods and Beverage Incorporated. Topping the food manufacturing industry and with approximately 3,000 personnel, SMFB is the Philippines' largest food and beverage firm. Despite the ongoing pandemic, San Miguel Food and Beverage Incorporated maintained its robust development trajectory with a 68% increase in 9-month profit to 24.2 billion pesos owing to higher sales across all divisions as well as continued cost-cutting measures and operational efficiencies. It reported a 14% rise in consolidated revenues to 221.7 billion pesos, with all its businesses posting double-digit sales growth. It is also the home of the popular brands in the Philippines such as Monterey, Star, Dairy Cream, Magnolia, Deer Foods, and many more. Next is San Miguel Brewery Incorporated. Established in the Philippines in 1890, La Fábrica de Cerveza San Miguel, and later renamed as San Miguel Brewery Incorporated, Southeast Asia's first brewery, produced and bottled what would eventually become one of the best-selling beers in Asia, San Miguel Beer. SMB is owned by San Miguel Corporation by 51% and 48% by Kirin Holdings Company. San Miguel Brewery Incorporated is the 12th largest brewer in the world and among the top 10 biggest beer producers in the Asia Pacific. It remains as the undisputed leader in its home market with total market share of more than 90%. It continues to build and strengthen its presence globally, making its products available in over 60 countries and territories worldwide. Known for its popular products such as Red Horse Beer, San Miguel Flavored Beer, Gold Eagle, San Miguelite, San Miguel Pale Pilsen, and many more. Next is Ginebra San Miguel Incorporated, the hard liquor division of SMC. It is the producer of the best-selling gin and flagship product of SMC, its Ginebra San Miguel Gin and various distilled spirits, a heritage of excellence spanning more than 180 years. The company continuously expands its product portfolio from gin to include brandy, rum, vodka, Chinese wine, and gin variants that people trust and enjoy around the world. Ginebra San Miguel has solidified itself as being integral to the history and culture of the Philippines and the story of the Philippine people. Apart from producing consumable goods, SMC also ventured in the real estate industry. San Miguel Properties Incorporated. It is SMC Group's major real estate subsidiary, with SMC owning 100% of the company. Commercial property development, sales and leasing of real estate, administration of strategic real estate projects, and corporate real estate services are all areas in which SMPI is currently active. Since its beginnings in 1990, SMPI has always had a deep understanding of Filipinos' lives. Originally an asset management company for San Miguel Corporation, it has grown and expanded in line with SMC's core purpose and values. San Miguel Properties Incorporated continues to create innovative and vibrant communities that transforms the way people live, ultimately fulfilling the hard-working Filipinos' dreams of owning a home. At San Miguel Properties, they care for your family's dreams. That is all for now, and stay tuned for the presentation of other SMC subsidiaries.
One of the subsidiaries is the SMC Infrastructure that handles construction, management, and operation of the largest infrastructure network. This includes the Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway, the Southern Tagalog-Artilla Road, the South Luzon Expressway, the Skyway System, and the NAIA Expressway, as well as the Boracay Airport, the MRT-7 Rail and Road Project, and the Bulacan Bulk Water Supply Project. SMC Infrastructure generated revenues of 8.5 billion pesos for the first half of the year, up 27% from last year as average daily traffic flow in all operating toll roads continue to improve while volumes also continue to increase for Manila North Harbor and Bulacan Bulk Water. Next is the San Miguel Yamamura Packaging Corporation. It is a joint venture of San Miguel Corporation, one of the Southeast Asia's largest conglomerates, and the Yamamura Glass Company from Japan. Now, they also provide a total consultancy and advisory services for packaging of new and existing products, development of new packaging, enhancing existing packaging or system, and reducing total packaging costs. San Miguel Corporation also has Petron Corporation, which is the Philippines' largest oil refining and marketing firm, and a major player in the Malaysian market. In the Philippines, they supply nearly 30% of the fuel requirements through the operation of our 180,000 barrels per day oil refinery in Bataan. Considered one of the most advanced facilities in the region, the refinery processes crude oil into a full range of petroleum products including gasoline, diesel, LPG, jet fuel, kerosene, and petrochemicals. Lastly is the SMC Global Power Holding Corporation, being one of the largest power companies in the Philippines with a diversified portfolio utilizing a mix of coal, natural gas, and hydroelectric power plants. SMC Global Power has built a vertically integrated power company with a full spectrum of power businesses comprising IPPA contracts and IPP. It has 5 operational power plants and 3 greenfield power plants in the pipeline. The diversified portfolio gives SMC Global Power the ability to provide the most competitive and reliable supply offers to customers and power the growth of the Philippine economy.
Let's get to know the people behind San Miguel Corporation with a short background information. Ramon Ang is the Vice Chairman, President, COO, and the Executive Committee. Graduated Bachelor of Engineering at FEU. He also owns a substantial stake in Eagle Cement, which he took public in 2016. John Paul Ang is one of the directors and has an undergraduate degree in Ateneo. He is also the President and CEO of Eagle Cement Corporation. Aurora Calderon, a member in the Corporate Governance Committee who graduated Accountancy in University of the East. She is also a director of Top Frontier Investments Holding Incorporated. Joselito Campos Jr., a member and Related Party Transactions Committee. He has an MBA degree from Cornell University. He is the chairman and CEO of NutriAsia Group of Companies. Jose De Vencia, director and studied journalism at the Ateneo of Manila. He was former Speaker of House of Representatives. Menardo Jimenez, a member, Executive Committee member, Corporate Governance Committee. Graduated Bachelor of Commerce from Far Eastern University. He is the former president of the country's leading broadcasters, GMA Network. Estelito Mendoza, member, Executive Committee member, Audit and Risk Committee, and has a Bachelor of Laws degree at University of the Philippines. He is also a member of International Academy of Trial Lawyers. Alexander Poblador, member, Related Party Transactions Committee. He has a Bachelor of Arts degree and Bachelor of Laws from University of the Philippines and a Master of Laws degree from University of Michigan. He is practicing lawyer, specializing in the field of commercial litigation, international arbitration, real estate finance and project development, bankruptcy and corporate reorganization. Thomas Tan, a director and has an undergraduate degree at University of Ateneo de Manila and a graduate degree at Asian Institute of Management. He holds the position of President of Saturn Cement Marketing Corporation. Ramon Villavicencio, director and has an undergraduate degree at an MBA from De La Salle College. He also founded and managed Flying V. Inigo Sobel, a member and executive committee. He studied at Santa Barbara College, California, USA, a cousin of Jaime Sobel de Ayala, the patriarch of one of the Philippines' richest families. He also has a stake in Ayala. Teresita Leonardo de Castro, director with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from University of the Philippines. She served as the 24th Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Reynato Puno, director and has a Bachelor of Laws degree from University of the Philippines and Master of Laws degree from University of California in Berkeley. He serves as the 22nd Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Margarito Teves, director, studied Master of Arts in Development Economics from the Center of Development Economics, Williams College. He served as the Secretary of Department of the Finance of the Philippines. Lastly is Diosdado Peralta, director with Bachelor of Laws degree from University of Santo Tomas and undergraduate degree from Colegio de San Juan de Letran. He was appointed as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court until March 2021. They are the people behind San Miguel Corporation. In every business, it is important to have a good composition of board of directors because these people are the ones who leads the business, making decisions and their actions affect the business success. Looking at their background, they all excel in their own fields. They all become successful and powerful through their hard work. That is why, by them working together, it is already expected that their business will grow that big and will remain strong for such a long time. The marketing strategy of San Miguel Corporation, their way to success. San Miguel's goal is to help people enjoy and make progress in their lives through the many products and services that their company offers. They want to give every customers and consumers they touch access to the best they can offer, whether in terms of quality, affordability, or choice. Their strategy for achieving these goals has 5 major elements which are common to both our traditional and new businesses. Enhance value of our established businesses. They aim to enhance the value of their businesses, ever striving to achieve even greater efficiencies and operational excellence. They aim to strengthen their brands by improving products, visibility, and targeting areas where there is room for growth in market share. Continue to diversify into industries that underpin the development and growth of the Philippine economy. In addition to organic growth, they continue to seek strategic acquisition and greenfield opportunities, positioning their business in a way to best contribute to our country's economic growth and industrial development. Identify and pursue synergies across business through vertical integration, platform matching, and channel management. They aim to create an even broader distribution network for their products and expand their customer base by identifying synergies across their various businesses. In addition, they are pursuing plans to integrate the production and distribution facilities for both established and newly acquired businesses to generate additional cost saving and efficiencies. Invest in and develop businesses with market leading positions. San Miguel intends to further enhance their market position in the Philippines by leveraging the company's financial resources and experience to allow it to continue to introduce new products and services. Potential investment to develop or expand existing businesses includes building additional service to microfilling stations, constructions, new power plants, expanding their power generation and food portfolios. They also believe that their strong domestic market position provides an effective platform to develop markets for an expanding product availability and distribution, and they will continue to invest in and develop businesses that have the potential to gain leading positions in their respective market and industries. Adopt world-leading practices and joint development of businesses. They will develop strategic partnerships with global industries leaders including Kirin in the beverages business, Nihon Yamamura in their packaging business, and Hormel in their food business. These partnerships provide technical knowledge, marketing, and expansion opportunities. Their marketing strategy helps them to be successful in their industry. San Miguel Corporation never became complacent despite all their achievements through the years. They continue to provide creative and good commercial featuring prominent individuals, invest and develop their business, and with these marketing strategies, we can tell that the business itself has a growth mindset which made them thrive compared to others. They didn't stop improving their strategies to keep up with the economic development and growth of their market.
The marketing mix of San Miguel Corporation. First, let me give a brief definition of marketing mix. Marketing mix is the set of controllable variables a firm can use to influence buyer response. Philip Kotler, 1967. Marketing mix consists of 7 P's, which are the product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. First is the product. The products of SMCs are in the pipeline to capture potential markets. First is the quality. Maintains the high quality of products, adding value during different stages of the value chain, procures raw materials from reliable and trusted suppliers only, high quality promise and delivery. Second, ease of use. All products come with a user manual. Third, portfolio broadness, reaching different target groups in the market. Fourth, benefits of product consumption, delivery of emotional benefits to the consumer, and promises fulfillment of psychological needs on product consumption. Fifth, different SKUs, available in different sizes, increase market penetration. Next is the price. The pricing strategies of SMC is pursuing in the various customer segments it is operating in. First is the premium pricing. Premium pricing for some of its product ranges. Second, psychological pricing, increase its target audience and broaden its target purchaser groups. Third, geographical pricing, penetrate different regional markets optimally with the use of it. Fourth, bundle pricing. Bundle pricing increases the trial rate for consumers. Then, the place or the channels of distribution. The distribution mix of SMC has taken a new dimension with the emergence of online retailing. The channels or place consist of: first is the company-operated store, second, licensed store, third, e-commerce, fourth, supermarkets and hypermarkets, and fifth is the partner agents. Fourth is the promotion or the communication strategy of SMC. The emergence of social media and online advertising has changed the landscape of SMC communication mix and communication strategy. Some of their promotional strategy includes: first, digital marketing uses its social media presence to directly engage with consumers. Second, community influencers make use of community influencers as its on-ground promotional efforts. Third, conventional marketing. The company places advertisement in consumer-related magazine and produces TV advertisements. For more reference, we will play some clips of SMC's promotional advertisement.
Beer call muna tayo. Beer call muna tayo. Kahit kailan, walang iwanan. Beer call muna tayo.
Minsan, kailangan masatisfy ang cravings. Kaya mabuting na may choice para sa healthier alternative. I choose Sun Milk Sugar-Free Coffee. Sa sarap nito, satisfied ang cravings ko.
Then, the people. These are the ways of SMCs to have skilled and more excellent workers within the company. First is the training. Make sure that all employees undergo regular training sessions for skill development and enhancement. Second, organizational ownership works on strengthening the organizational commitment in its employees. Third, motivation building, motivated through the exciting and creative organizational culture. Fourth, succession planning remains one of the leading players in the industry also because of its focus on succession planning. Sixth is the process. In order for SMCs to have maximum efficiency and reliability upon their product and its delivery, the following are their processes. First is the operation. Systematic processes are in place for all operation from procurement to the final sale of the products. Second, people management. Define clear processes for people management through streamlining its human resource management department. Third, quality maintenance. All products undergo triple quality checks to ensure that customers receive the best product. Fourth, store management. Manages store management through stringent and closely monitored policies and processes. Then, lastly, the physical evidence. These are the aspects of SMCs which proves that their brand exists and that a purchase took place. First is the store atmosphere. The store atmosphere makes the customer feel relaxed and comfortable as they can interact with and enjoy product offerings at ease. Second, packaging. Unique packaging which is different from other players in the industry. The logo for the company is simple and recognizable by the consumers easily. Third is the website design. The website design is simple and easy to use, customer-friendly user interface which allows easy navigation and understanding of its various product offerings. And that's the marketing mix of San Miguel Corporation. Now, let's analyze the business model canvas of SMC. The Business Model Canvas or BMC is a strategic management tool to quickly and easily define and communicate a business idea or concept. It is a one-page document which works through the fundamental elements of a business or product, structuring an idea in a coherent way. The right side of the BMC focuses on the customer, external, while the left side of the canvas focuses on the business, internal. Both external and internal factors meet around the value proposition, which is the exchange of value between the business and your customer or clients. As we can see on the right side, which are the key partners, key activities, key resources, and cost structure are the internal forces. For the key partner, we all know that SMC is operating internationally, which results in partnership with global industry leaders, including Kirin and Nihon Yamamura Glass. San Miguel's joint venture partners, the Hormel Foods Corporation, Yamamura Glass, Fuso Machine, and Mold Manufacturing of Japan. Next, the key activities, which are the SMC's group advertisement, then key resources, and lastly, their cost structure. For the external factors, It constitutes customer relationship, customer segments, channels, and revenue streams. First, customer relationship. As shown in the model, indicate the ways of SMC to build communication with their customers. Next, customer segments. San Miguel Corporation Food is leading Philippine food company with market-leading position in key food categories and offers a broad range of high-quality food products and services to household, institutional, and food service customers to provide products and services that secure the satisfaction of its customers. Third, the channels, which was discussed earlier in the marketing mix under promotion. And lastly, revenue streams. These are the sectors or subsidiaries where SMCs generates their profit. Then finally, the value proposition, which the external and internal factors meet. It is the exchange of value between your business and your customer or clients. San Miguel Corporation's core purpose is to nourish and nurture families worldwide, delight their customers with products and services of uncompromising quality, great taste and value, easily within their reach, provide value and fair returns on our shareholders' investment. And that's all.
San Miguel Brewery completely dominates its domestic market in the Philippines with a market share of around 91%. The company has 6 breweries in the Philippines, 1 brewery each in Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, and 4 breweries in China, including Hong Kong, where it is also the leading brewer. A separate subsidiary, Ginebra San Miguel, is the leader in the Philippine distilled spirits market with 55% local share. Its biggest brand by far is the gin from which it takes its name, also the world's biggest selling gin. First distilled in the 1930s, it passed through a number of separate owners before becoming part of the San Miguel Brewery business in the 1980s. San Miguel is also a major producer of food products in Asia under the name San Miguel Pure Foods. In the Philippines, the group markets processed meats, ready-to-cook meals, and dairy products under brands including Magnolia Dairy Products and Ice Cream, Pure Foods and Monterey Fresh and Processed Meats, partly in a joint venture with U.S. company Gourmet. It also has operations in other Asian countries including Vietnam and Indonesia. At the end of 2005, after almost 2 years of negotiations, San Miguel and various investment partners acquired control of Del Monte Pacific, the world's biggest pineapple grower and canner, and a major juice and foods marketer in the region. San Miguel Corporation sold its shares in that business in 2007 to partner NutriAsia. San Miguel Corporation, with a very clear domination in many different countries, makes them the major holder and controller in various market shares and industries. That is all for San Miguel's market share report. San Miguel Corporation holds a strong ground and unbeatable influence in the industries they ventured in. And with that, let's look into what makes San Miguel Corporations sturdy against its competitors. First, they are known for best-selling and top-of-the-line products. They have a very well-known Ginebra San Miguel Incorporated, which is the producer of the world's #1 selling gin and various distilled spirits, a heritage of excellence spanning more than 180 years. They also produce the #1 beer brand in the Philippines. Second, they already have an established name and operates in diverse industries. There is no person who does not know the name San Miguel, meaning its name and product have been engraved into the nation's hearts and minds, added the fact that San Miguel products have become part of the Filipinos' daily lives. It is undeniable that the presence and domination of SMC in the Philippine industry for almost 130 years is an impeccable advantage of SMC against its competitors. Last is, SMC has established excellent connection and achieved customer satisfaction. Over the years of continuous ventures and production of products that have become part of everyone's lives, it is proved very clear that San Miguel Corporation has satisfied its consumers and made an impact in their lives. Through its products, SMC catered and will continue to look into the preference of its consumers. The products that SMC sells in the market satisfies the needs of customers, and customers continue to patronize the products in return, which is a clear indication of good customer-manufacturer relationship.
Operations of San Miguel Corporation. San Miguel Corporations is one of the largest and most diversified conglomerates in the Philippines. Their key business groups, most of which are the market leaders in their respective industries, that includes the following. Number one, they are the major producer of foods and beverages. San Miguel Corporation is a major producer of food products in Asia under the name of San Miguel Foods, that comprise of leading food companies in the Philippines. Its products and services span across the entire value chain, from animal feeds, fresh chickens, and fresh meats, to processed meats, ready-to-eat meals, flour, dairy biscuits, and coffee, making it undoubted the most diversified food player in our country today. Beverages. San Miguel Brewery has developed an array of popular products over the past centuries. San Miguel Corporation was also a producer of gin under the Ginebra San Miguel Incorporated, the world's largest producer of gin that offers Ginebra San Miguel Gin, Primera Light brand, and many more. Next is the properties. San Miguel Properties Incorporated is the corporate real estate arm of San Miguel Corporations, which engage in the commercial property development, sale and leasing of real properties, management of strategic real estate ventures, and corporate real estate services. Next is they also offer infrastructure. San Miguel Corporation infrastructures are the one that handles the constructions, managements, and operations of the country's largest infrastructure network. San Miguel Corporations also offered packaging services through the San Miguel Yamamura Packaging Corporations. They are not the only providers of glass packaging products, but also they offer other formats like metals, paper, composites, and plastics. Next is oil refining and marketing. Petron Corporation is the largest oil refining and marketing company in the Philippines. Last is the power and energy. Aside from leading the power generation industry, SMC Global Power also offers power of distributions and battery energy storage in the Philippines. The following are some of the San Miguel Corporation's portfolio of companies that interwoven into economic fabric of the Philippines, benefiting from as well as contributing to the development and economic progress of the nation. Technologies and capabilities. San Miguel Corporations ramps up their investments in renewable energy technologies. Through the power unit of SMC Global Power Holdings Corporations, or SMCGP, decides to add more renewable into its power portfolio, utilizing technologies that will significantly cut its carbon footprint. SMC has always maintained a diverse power portfolio, utilizing renewable and traditional but proven technologies. To ensure the transitions to cleaner sources, SMC will not also undermine their commitment to meet the growing demand for affordable and reliable energy. Earlier, the company dropped plans to put up 3 new clean coal power plants with a capacity of 1,500 MW in favor of new facilities that utilizes cleaner, renewable energy resources. SMC, through SMCGP, will put up solar plants in the combination with the battery storage facilities at 10 locations throughout the 10th country. This will be operational by 2023. Apart from making sure to invest in key infrastructure, projects will be support the economic recovery from the pandemic. They have also made sure to stay true to the larger sustainability goals by continuing integrate sustainability into strategic plans. That's all.
San Miguel Corporation's strength is that they are already a well-known business to the public, either domestic or international. Being a well-known business, it is not impossible to achieve by the SMC because they are in the business for almost 131 years. Throughout all those years, they venture with different kind of industry such as beverages, food, packaging, energy, fuel and oil, infrastructure, property development and leasing, cement, and banking services. Though they venture with different kind of industry, they still manage to be one of the leading businesses in their respective line of business. Throughout the year, they already have loyal customers, market share leadership, and have developed a strong brand equity, financial position, and reputation management. Their venture with different kind of industry is considered as a strength, but can also be a weakness because it is not easy to manage different businesses and there's a possibility that some line of business is not in good condition in regards with the current situation. Example of this is when the virus enter in our country. The alcohol products that San Miguel produce have limited to non-sales because of the restriction, but their other product is not much affected by this. We also consider the dynamic market environment and profitability downfall as a weakness because changes in the behavior of producer and consumer have a direct impact on the sale of the business. It is possible for San Miguel Corporation to continue to acquire new business and partner with other big companies since they already establish a reputation and they possess the capability of doing a lot more ventures using their influence and company net worth. Their business partnership with international companies can help them in terms of exporting and entering international market to extend their market to other countries. There is a lot of room for innovation for every products and services offered by SMC. For example, they can expand their business domestically or internationally through partnership and attempts to introduce new products to new market worldwide. Pandemic and other natural occurring disasters are uncontrollable. That is why it is inevitable for businesses to experience decline in their operation and finance. Economic slowdowns are considered as a threat because it generally slows down economic activities such as business operation, especially in this time of pandemic where there was a surge in unemployment rate and falling of share prices or values of the businesses. External factors like political, economic, social, and technological have a direct and indirect impact to the corporation. That is why any changes in these areas can be threat for them. SMC is a kind of corporation that have different kind of businesses under their name, so they also have different kind of competitors who offer the same products or services with lower price, and any competition is considered a threat. As for the logistics, San Miguel Corporation has their own logistics, which is the San Miguel Integrated Logistics Services Incorporated, which is one of the Philippines' leading logistic company that offers full range of transportation and logistics services to meet the needs of modern businesses. It is a company that performs a variety of end-to-end logistic-related services activities. Their vision is to be the largest logistic company in the Philippines by 2023.
So now, let's talk about the technical analysis of the corporation. The chart represents the 10-year stock price chart of San Miguel Corporation, and I'm going to discuss quickly the price movement of stocks happened within 10 years. Let's start from November 2011, where we can see the stock price is around 130 pesos. And after 45 years, it dropped and went massively low at a price of 43 pesos and 90 centavos on September 22, 2015, which was the lowest price since IPO. So from 2011, there's a downtrend that happened to 2015. If we notice from the year 2015 all the way to January 2016, the stock price remained at the bottom for about 5 to 6 months. Then it started to reverse. At the reversal, San Miguel's uptrends also started in 2016 and closed its doors in 2019. The highest price they got was listed on May 9, 2019, amounting to 195.90 pesos. It was just a 3 to 4 years uptrend, and that uptrend of San Miguel Corporation was broken on November 2019 before the pandemic happened, and it dropped more when the transmission of the virus progressed and due to the implementation of lockdowns. In the present year, 2021, as we observe, San Miguel Corporation is still recovering from the price drop that happened because of the pandemic. And these are the stock information of the San Miguel Corporation. They started this business having an IPO price of 45 pesos and 87 centavos and now reached the highest price of almost 200, which grows relatively big and remained around 100 for the past year.
Heading on to the financial reports of San Miguel Corporation during the years 2019 and 2020. First, let's take a look at their income statement. During 2020, almost all of their subsidiary businesses had a negative growth caused by the pandemic. The decline in revenue was mainly caused by lower sales volume of Petron Corporation and the beer and non-alcoholic beverages division. This was due to lockdown and strict quarantine restrictions implemented by the government in the early part of the year. With this, we can see the drop in their earnings. So to help you visualize the growth, we will be using charts for some items of the income statement. For their revenues, it is obvious that it is fluctuating through time, and if we will be giving exception for the year 2020 and just compare the preceding revenues on their earlier years, we can say that they still grew quite well. Although it is moving up and down, but we can see that it is moving in upward direction. And having a decreased income, it is expected that income taxes will also decrease, so their net income for 2020 is less than half of what they had for 2019. Whereas on their net income, just as to their revenues, 2020 made such a huge drop due to the exceptional year with the pandemic. But excluding it and looking on the other years, it is not like the chart of their revenues that is fluctuating but is growing over time. As you can see here, on their net income, There is not much growth in the money that they have left over the company from their revenues, which represents that there is a slow growth in their net income. Earnings per share was said to be negative for 2020, which is obviously smaller compared to 2019. This was caused by the drop in their net income for this year, which leads to a negative price to earnings ratio, but their book value have increased because of the increase in their total equity. Current assets have increased due to the increase of cash and cash equivalents, prepaid expenses, as well as the non-current assets coming from the following reasons according to the report, which of course leads us to an increase in their total assets as well. Yet we can still conclude whether this is a good indication or not, since we are not sure whether this increase in their assets comes from the increase of equity or increase of their liabilities. So in order to find out, let's continue to the liabilities and equity portion. Current liabilities in 2020 have decreased compared to 2019 because of the decline in almost all of the items in their liabilities, which is a good indication for the business. However, the non-current liabilities increased by a material amount coming from their ongoing power plant project as mentioned in the report, which is why total liabilities for 2020 have increased in comparison to 2019. And their total equity grew as well. This is caused by their net addition on non-controlling interests, reissuance of treasury shares, issuance of capital securities, and a factor from the net income. So the answer to what drives the total assets of San Miguel Corporation for the year 2020 is the increase in both their liabilities and equity. For their cash flow statement, we will see here how much free cash flow does San Miguel have. Free cash flow is also a measure of profitability. It represents the cash available for the company to repay creditors or pay dividends and interest to investors. It is not surprising that they have a negative free cash flow in 2020 due to the impact of the pandemic. What we want to see here is a constant growth. But if we look at the year before the pandemic, they have a positive free cash flow for 2019, which is good if pandemic had not intervened their operations. After analyzing and understanding the comparative financial statements for the year 2019 and 2020, let's now take a closer look to their financial ratios. In fundamental analysis, it is important to always include the comparison of ratios from their financial statements because we will be able to reveal insights regarding the company's profitability, liquidity, operational efficiency, and solvency. Let's begin with their liquidity ratios. Through these ratios, we will be able to determine San Miguel Corporation's ability to pay its short-term debt obligations. As seen in this table, there is an increase in both the current ratio and quick ratio from 2019 to 2020. This signifies that San Miguel Corporation has become better at paying their short-term obligations. For activity ratios, we will be able to determine how efficient they are in their operations. All the ratios here in their operations decline in the year 2020. But this is acceptable since just as most companies in the Philippines, all operations started to decline in 2020 due to the business restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. On their stability ratios, this will be our metric to measure the company's ability to pay their long-term obligations, which was computed by dividing the liabilities by the assets or the equity, which means that the lower the grade here, the better indication we have for the company. And San Miguel Corporation have a good record for their business. Focusing on their debt to equity ratio, this indicates whether they are relying on too much debt to grow their company. And since for the year 2020, they only have a 1.91 debt to equity ratio, which is still great even with the pandemic. On their profitability ratios, we will use this to measure and evaluate ability of a company to generate income. They have an increase in both their gross profit margin and net profit margin, which is a good indication. Operating income is expected to decrease on 2020 since operations has become limited due to the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions. Moreover, return on assets, equity, and their earnings per share decline due to the drop in their net income for this year. Lastly, for market ratios, this is where we will be able to determine whether a company's shares are overpriced or underpriced. There is a major drop in their price to earnings ratio caused by the negative earnings per share for 2020. Market book also decreased to less than 1 because of the decreased market price on 2020 and their increase on their book values. After comparing the 2019 and 2020 financial statements as well as interpreting their financial ratios, we have seen here that there are some aspects of the company that gave good indications for us investors, and there are also some that are not. But for you to become a better investor, we suggest that you do your own research as well for the companies you wanted to invest in so you can come up with a good investing decision. But you can freely use this video as well as an additional information to your research. And that concludes our analysis for San Miguel Corporation.
When we talk about pinagsamahan, we mean more than just a recounting of dates and places. We are talking about a shared history. The story of San Miguel Corporation is a story it shares with the Filipino people.